Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
And it was wrong. It was a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call.
Bad call.
Some are good for fighting, others for dying.
It's Just Two Movies.
Welcome back to another episode of It's Just Two Movies. My name's Daniel King. If you've never heard the show before, what we do here is we watch a good movie, then a bad movie. We have a couple of beers and we talk about them and rate them and stuff, and we have some fun. With me in the studio today, Dave.
Howdy diddly.
What's happening, brother?
How's it going?
We've been up to, man. How's life and shit treating you?
Good and stuff, you know. Just working, living, trying to get through these snowstorms and stuff.
I'm telling you, man, about sick of all this ice bullshit.
Yeah, I'm ready for the spring.
You know what? It'll be 4 weeks until this episode comes out, so it very well may be spring. Weather, anyway.
Yeah.
And right, you know what I can't wait for? Flood season. I fucking hate flood season.
Yeah, I live close to the flood zone, too. The whole town of Pacific gets flooded.
Yeah. It was weird, man. When I was a kid, a flood was like a once every 10, 20 years type of thing.
It's like, yeah, you heard about the one that happened 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, now it's like fucking every year around here.
We've had 2 major city floods since we've lived there, and it's been 5 years.
So we're still doing the same thing. Me and Dave, we're doing the Marvel flicks. I know we did one last week. We are back again, and this time we're going to do the last of the Captain America character arc timeline. Captain America movies? How would you...
Cap trilogy?
Caprilogy. We're doing the Steve Rogers-a-thon of movies that have Captain America in the title. And we watched Captain America Civil War, which is probably my favorite of the Captain America saga when I am not in the middle of forgetting that it's a Captain America movie, not an Avengers movie.
Yeah, definitely top 3 in that trilogy, for sure.
Definitely top 3 material. So, let's see here. What do we have for...
the basics of the movie.
I've got...
It was wrote and directed by people who exist.
For Captain America Civil War is a 2016 PG-13 action-adventure movie of 2 hour, 28 minutes of runtime. Got a 7.8 out of 10 on IMDb, 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, 75% on Metacritic. 85% of Google users like this movie. Release date of May 6th, directed by the Russo brothers. Box office, $1.153 billion on a budget of $250 million. Oh, baby. Stars.
Big bucks.
Stars. Chris Evans, Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, Elizabeth Olsen, Daniel Bruhl, Tom Holland, Jeremy Renner, Don Cheadle, Paul Bettany, Chadwick Boseman, Emily Van Camp, Martin Freeman, Frank Grillo, Paul Rudd, Marissa Tomei, and John Slattery. William Hurt, Alfre Woodard, and Joe Russo's in it as well.
Joe Russo's in it?
So what's that? No, maybe not, because he's not credited as a role.
Maybe, who knows?
Anyway, doesn't matter.
What year did you say this one was?
It's a Captain America Civil War 2016.
All right, yeah, so we're getting pretty deep into the MCU at this point.
Yeah, this is...
so that was one thing I was worried about with this film, was with all the different characters being introduced to...
How many of them were new?
Yeah, as far as us just watching the Cap trilogy... This is now like 16 movies into it, to where we have everybody. We're through Iron Man 3, we're through Thor 2 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're past the Avengers, past the Hulk. Yeah, we're leading up to... Yeah, we've already passed Guardians, Age of Ultron, and Ant-Man. So we've had a ton of characters being introduced up to Civil War.
Right.
So that was one thing I was worried about going into this movie, is how it would stand as just a trilogy.
Yep. And turns out great, because who's in this that we really skipped? Vision, Wanda.
Vision and Wanda for sure, but they put in the dialogue that was needed to connect those characters to this trilogy.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was done really well.
I think that's it. I think those are the only two characters. If you just kind of knew who the Avengers were and only watched the Captain America movies and then watched this one, you're only meeting two new characters. And then a third one that they introduce you to in the movie. Like there's a whole scene dedicated to it when Tony goes to meet Peter.
Yeah, and T'Challa. I don't think he was
and T'Challa. Yeah, that's right. And T'Chaka.
And the dead-ass T'Chaka.
So, what would you say? Spoiler-free. 3-sentence breakdown, or less
of Civil War. Ooh, I guess I should have thought about it. It's the internal conflict of the Avengers of should they be governed by themselves or a third-party actual government like the UN.
Right.
And that's what the initial storyline, I feel like, breaks down to. Somebody
else forces a deeper wedge in between them. A mastermind, if you will.
A big bad?
A big bad who's barely in the movie at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's a weird way that they put him in there. They were like, we need a villain. Who's he going to be? Because you got to have a big bad. You got to. It's a superhero movie. The superheroes need a supervillain. The badder the villain, the better the heroes.
Right.
I thought it was bizarre when I found out that the bad guy for this movie was going to be Baron Zemo. We're going to get through this. I'll be honest with you, I don't have a ton of notes for this. Do you have a ton of notes for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Too much.
We've already had a couple of beers. We've been warming up a little bit. Don't even worry about it.
3, 4.
So, starts out with a Bucky assassination.
I guess, if you want to start with that. Yeah, it starts with, cold open, 1991, Siberia. They are in that bunker, and that's where, Bucky gets unfrozen, thawed out.
And they're reading
and then they give him the assignment of, you got to kill somebody.
They got the journal, and they're reading the special words, and...
Yeah, saying the Russian words to reactivate him or reset him into his Winter Soldier ways. And they give him a profile. This is your new mission. You got to go take out these targets and collect this. I don't even know I don't think they said what it was at the time. It kind of looked like little blood packets or almost like little of the like water bladders, just little bladder packs.
Yeah, like something you would just hook up to an IV.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
So it shows you got Bucky. He's assassinating some people. You can't tell who it is, and he gets the bladders, and he runs out.
Yeah, and it cuts the present day Lagos, Nigeria, and that's where...
Damn, you got good notes. My notes suck.
That's kind of where the whole movie...
My note is, the team beats Rumlow's ass.
Yeah, and that's what they do. We get the callback, Rumlow from the second one. That, leader of the strike force.
Yeah, he gets Crossbones.
A building crushed on him, but now he's Crossbones.
Yeah,
fucked up Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger, baby. He's royalty-free Freddy Krueger.
But, the team fucks him up. Rumlow goes to steal that biological weapon. That's what he's there for, and that's what the team is there to stop.
Yeah, but he's in there, and he's getting it. And Cap and Sam and Wanda show up, and Natasha, and they're just fucking murdering everybody.
Yeah, Falcon starts off this movie just murdering everybody. He flies in, pulls out like transforming double Uzis, and just starts lighting up everybody. What's that? Point blank Uzis to the face.
Dude, it's wild, man. When Cap fucking runs in and just broad face hits that dude in the face with his shield, that's like getting in a car accident. Or he kicks a truck into a guy. That guy's fucking dead. You shattered his ribs, collapsed both of his lungs, and he just fucking drowned in his own blood, that poor bastard.
Yeah, and right before the team fucking brings down all hell on the Rumlow, he fucking spills the beans to Cap.
I like his, what do you think of his punchy, his punchy,
really...
Rumlow's crossbones? He's got like a...
Yeah, they're
like a thing he puts his arms into, and it's like a pneumatic.
Yeah, they extend over his hands.
Extendo punch.
Yeah, if Yeah, I don't really know what to compare it to.
I
It's
don't
just
know
kind
either.
of like some Iron Fist.
Some
Almost
springy
like some
Iron
gauntlets,
Fist.
but not like glove gauntlets. No, they were cool for sure. They kind of reminded me of the Electro thing that they used in Homecoming. I know Homecoming was after the fact, but it was kind of like those, but electrified.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like big old gauntlets. Yeah, but Rumlow said that Bucky remembered Cap and the scene right as Rumlow's like, I'm gonna kill myself. And he goes to suicide bomb him.
Yep.
And that's when Wanda steps in and uses her magic powers to contain the explosion. But then she throws it up in the air, then it explodes one of the skyscrapers.
Yeah.
And that's what starts this conflict of the Avengers
Yep.
don't have any oversight.
Intro the Sokovia Accords.
Yeah.
So this is like a NATO thing that they're trying to pass, saying that the Avengers essentially report to the governments. Report to NATO or whatever
they
the
want
deal is.
they want all the Avengers to sign it, just to agree. And if you don't sign it, then they want you to retire.
And if you don't want to retire, then you are a fugitive.
Right, you're an enemy of the state.
Yep. And then intro Baron Zemo, where he knows about, all he needs is that little black book, and he can control the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, he starts off, there's just a specific date that he's fixated on. He gets that colonel alone, the colonel that was in the bunker that it showed from the 1991 opening scene.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Zemo gets him alone, and that's where he's trying to figure out I don't remember if he called it a case file or something, but he was trying to get it from
Mission report.
Yeah, mission report.
Blah, 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 blah,
91.
1970, whatever.
Yeah.
And he won't tell him, and the guy, he's got him fucking like hogtied by the feet, hanging from the ceiling, and the guy's face is in like a utility sink, and Zemo's stuffed the plug and is just running the water to drown the guy.
Slowly fill it up to...
Yeah, pretty good interrogation tactic.
Yeah.
Except for there's a bit where they fill up the tub.
Like all the way.
They fill up the tub all the way, and it's just short of the guy's nose.
Yeah.
But it's overspilling, so they do a good job of dressing it up. But,
Yeah, if it didn't spill over... Because I think the guy had, blindfold on. If it wasn't spilling over to where the guy didn't know that he had enough breathing room, he just thought he was running out of time.
Right.
I could see it working. But yeah, when the guy knows, he's like, shit, you leave that running, it's overflowing. You gotta get a bigger tub or drop me down.
Right. So he doesn't give away any info. But that's where Zemo gets the red notebook, right? He gets it from this guy.
Yeah, he gets... Yeah, some of those logs and that. And, we get the Tony at MIT scene where he introduces Barf.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I wrote it's binarily augmented retro framing.
Yeah. Or Barf.
Or Barf.
Need to work on that acronym. Yeah, anyway, he's at MIT giving a speech, and he's like, hey, I've funded all your projects. I fucking love you. Let's go break some eggs. I'm sad that Pepper Potts broke up with me.
Yeah.
She's busy. She's got a side venture. She's
They
selling candles that smell like her vagina. Frankly, it's odd that they're selling so hot. But what'd you do if you walked into somebody's house and they were just burning a candle that smelled like a vagina?
I don't know what that would smell like. I just feel like it would be. I almost feel like you wouldn't notice it was the candle. You'd see the candle like, oh, they're trying to mask that smell, you know?
Right. Man, it smells like
some musky ass shit up in here. But yeah, after that conference at MIT, Tony walks out and he gets confronted by the lady who had her son get killed. I don't remember. Oh, he got killed in Sokovia. So that was the Sokovia Accords refers to what happens in Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron, yeah. When they dropped the city of Sokovia.
And this lady's son died in that attack, and she blames Tony. And that's where you can kind of see Tony coming to terms with maybe the Avengers need checked.
Should be put in check.
Yeah, because they're borderless. They can go from one nation to another and not have to have authority.
They have no consequences.
Right.
Yeah. Man, I forget. I had forgotten, having not seen this in a while, that Bucky killed T'Chaka.
Oh, how the movie plays out. Yeah,
when they're at the thing of like signing the Sokovia Accords. I remembered the bomb went off, but I didn't remember it was Barnes that did it.
Oh, Barnes didn't do it?
He didn't?
Mm-mm.
Who did?
Oh, we'll get there.
Okay. I was like, maybe I missed something?
No, that's what they made it seem like, and that's what Zemo's plan was the whole time, was to force Barnes out of hiding by making it seem like he did the bombing.
Oh,
yeah, but Zemo did the bombing.
I thought Zemo did the bombing via the Winter Soldier.
No, that's who the dead guy in the hotel. That's who that was. Yeah. Okay,
gotcha. That actually makes more sense.
Barnes look-alike.
Okay, well, I forgot it was supposed to be dressed up like Bucky killed T'Chaka.
Yeah, King T'Chaka coming out for the first time. We get to see some Wakandans. Yeah, because they said 11 Wakandans were killed in Lagos. So in that explosion from Wanda, Wakandans were dead. So now they got to step in. Now we got to have a UN summit to decide what's going to happen.
Yup.
You guys got to ratify these accords. We need everybody to sign it. Let's see. Step on in.
And then boom. Explosion. T'Chaka's dead.
T'Chaka's dead.
T'Chaka's dead.
Yeah, I noticed in that scene, because T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman, he like kind of noticed what was going on outside before the explosion happened. So he told everybody to get down. But you could kind of tell that he super jumped at his dad, at the king, to save him. So you kind of seen that he had some superpowers.
Because he's a heightened individual drinking his weird flower juice.
Yeah, I did like when they're explaining the Sokovia Accords, they tell, like, they go through the events of the Battle of New York, the Lagos one, Sokovia. I feel like there was another one or two. What happened in DC and Winter Soldier, and but there's only 300 casualties in all of those events.
No shit.
How does that seem possible?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Captain America has killed more men.
He's killed more
by himself. He blew up those fucking helicarriers. Well, you think there's 5 people on those helicarriers?
Yeah, I wonder if they're. Because on the screen it just said casualties, because like the commander, whoever the guy was from Hulk, he came in and who was explaining the Accords.
Yeah,
it popped up and it said casualties. I wonder if that was civilian. It might not have been like the Hydra or the other people involved.
Oh yeah, I guess civilian. If you discount those other ones, that does seem fair.
All the people who died. Yeah, only 300 people died.
That the guy that comes out, that's William Hurt.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that this movie and Winter Soldier was mainly filmed in Cleveland,
Ohio.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even though they each have different, I'll say the other one was mainly DC, like Washington DC.
Next to the chase in the tunnel, T'Challa suits up, fucking chases after Barnes in that fucking tunnel.
Nah, we get the Peggy funeral scene.
Oh, yeah, Peggy's dying. She died, boy.
Yeah, Cap gets a random text during the team chat about the Accords after the general or whoever leaves. All the team's going to talk it over and be like, oh, what do you guys think about it? You think we should sign our lives away for the government? Or?
And, of course, Tony's like, yeah, we should be put in check.
Yeah, definitely sign our lives away.
Can't be walking around with all this shit and not be held responsible for anything. Because Tony cares about people, despite him in the comic books just kind of being an alcoholic piece of shit.
Yeah, but that's the great storytelling, is that he's had that character arc to where he came from kind of the piece of shit to now he gives a shit. Right. He knows the war arms that he made is in a lot of
the comic runs, he spends a lot, like, just a longer period after becoming Iron Man still being a drunk piece of shit. It's like his the whole PTSD arc of him just dealing with all that fucked up shit. They lean more heavily into it. Just drives him to alcoholism, and that would have been a fun story arc. But it's not like they don't touch on it. There's bits where he like shows up at that giant party in New York and he's fucking wasted and shit.
Yeah, I really like how this movie takes that question of like do you feel that you should kind of govern yourself or have a third party, like, almost checking you? But, like, from the outside, you would think Tony would be anti-government or anti-kind of establishment, and Cap would be for the hierarchy.
Yeah, you would think.
But with their, like, how they did their character arts, it just makes so much sense that Tony is at the point that where he wants the checks, and Cap just cannot trust the hierarchy, cannot trust the, the generals telling them that this is going to be where you go, what you do, how you do it. And it doesn't matter that your mom got kidnapped. You can't go do that because she's in Russia. We don't have jurisdiction there. But whose side you on?
I'm team Tony.
Saying if you were one of the Avengers.
If I was an Avenger,
not if you're a civilian saying that's what they should do.
I'm team Tony. Also, like, after Vision is like on Team Tony, I'm like, well, now I'm doubling down Team Tony.
Are you saying from the characters you would join that team, or from the actual Accords?
Look, 300 innocent people died.
300? That's it, though. You stopped the Battle of New York? That alone would have killed
I suppose
more than 300.
I suppose in the unlikely scenario that I was forced to make this decision, I was an Avenger, and all these other unlikely things had happened. Yes. Morally speaking, though, as far as the film is concerned, I agree with Tony. Like, that could be put in check with a national security team to give them clearance to do stuff. Yeah, I mean, the main reason that they're out there doing all that other shit and fucking shit up is a lot of it's because of their fault. Like Loki.
Right, yeah,
Loki happened because of Thor. If it wasn't Thor who interacted with the Avengers, we wouldn't have had an issue with Loki. Same like Ultron. Ultron is a thing that Tony literally fucking built with a piece of space material brought from Loki because of Thor. So, like, all these other things and places that they go and all these other things that have been destroyed, most of them are from things that they directly caused. It's like Vision says. Their power incites challenge. Challenge begets violence. Violence begets casualties. Like them just being a group of people that can be a group invites someone to challenge them. So
yeah, but I don't feel like the check would change any of that. I don't feel like if there's a government saying that you can't. Well, it's not a government, it's the UN. Yeah, they say that it's 117 countries. It's pretty much the planet wants this.
Well, a ton of it's like their own intel and shit. It's just like they're essentially all SHIELD operatives, kind of. It's just like a SHIELD mission, which means that even from the get-go, that they are kind of a SHIELD group, means that they are in check via SHIELD.
Right.
Until SHIELD got taken down, so that technically they were already in check when all that bad shit happened. So, guess it really doesn't matter, because they were in check and casualties still happen, so what, they're going to put them in more check now? It doesn't work like that. You're putting them in the hands of less competent people, in this case.
Yeah.
What happens next, Dave?
I'll say from that team chat, we got Iron Patriot, Vision, taking Tony's side, and then nobody taking Cap's side. I'll say Black Widow initially pretty much sides with Tony, and then Falcon pretty much sides with Cap, but nobody's really decisive other than Vision and Rhodey. But then we go to the Cap gets the text. She passes in her sleep. And then it shows up he's at the funeral of Peggy Carter with Falcon.
And then you find out
that her niece is going to talk.
And it's Sharon Carter.
Agent 13 from Winter Soldier.
Yep.
His neighbor.
We talked about it on the previous episode, I believe.
Yeah.
Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. They go to funeral. It's real sad. Peggy was real old. She had a good run. Yeah. But not in Steve's eyes.
I say not Peggy. Sharon has a monologue speech about Peggy, who pretty much just speaks directly to Steve, telling him not to back down, stand for what you believe in.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah. It's really good. It's a good speech. I didn't write it down, but I do always remember the hook of the speech because I liked it so much. Said that her Aunt Peggy would tell her, like, how do you do it? How are you a woman and a spy and all this other shit and a SHIELD operative? She would say, life is about compromise. People will ask you to make compromises, and where you can, do it. But where you can't, plant your feet firmly in the ground, and when the rest of the world tells you to move, you say no.
Yeah, I feel
you move. And that's good. That's
yeah,
good.
I feel like that was kind of a through line for the movie was when somebody tells you to move, stand your ground, don't move.
Yeah.
And like even it gets called back to where T'Challa tells Cap to move, and he's like, "Nope, we're fighting.
Right.
We're throwing cuffs."
He's like, "Yeah, we haven't met yet. I'm Clint."
Yeah, so yeah, Bucky gets marked as the bomber. He gets all the media outlets put Bucky as the face, saying he's the bomber who blew up the UN meeting or whatever the meeting was of the councils or whatever. And now everybody's out looking for Bucky.
And who finds him?
Who is going to find him?
T'Challa. No, Cap finds him first.
Captain T'Challa.
He's like, Bucky, it doesn't have to be a fight. And he's like, it always ends in a fight. I'm a superhero, goddammit. So they have a sweet apartment fight, jumping on rooftops and jumping down shitloads of flights of stairs. And they're beating up random SHIELD agents. And then the chase gives way into a tunnel. This is a really good sequence, man. When Cap is chasing Bucky through the tunnel, and then T'Challa gets involved.
Yeah, he's chasing.
And Cap's like, got a vehicle, and he's like, I can't shake this guy. Because it's Black Panther. Of course you can't shake him.
You just got claws dug into your vehicle.
He's fucking badass, man.
Running 45 miles an hour down the road, catching you.
Right.
That's what I liked, how they're just all speed running because they're all superhumans.
Right.
They're just
I really like the bit where Bucky snatches that motorcycle off that dude. Like, there's a dude driving by with a motorcycle. You can tell he's like slowing down.
Yeah.
He just pushes the guy off,
And
like grabs the bike,
all
swings
the
it all the
same
way
motion,
around,
yeah,
hops right
just-
on. Look good. I know it's all CGI and choreography, but man, it looks fucking great.
Yeah, it looks great. Yeah, and that ends with Rhodey coming down and arresting them all. Arresting, Cap and Barnes, and then that's when
Congratulations,
Black
Cap.
Panther takes off his mask.
You're a criminal. Oh yeah, he's like, Your Highness.
Your Highness.
Your Highness.
No longer a prince no more, just seeing your daddy get killed.
Yeah, so he's fucking T'Challa. He's pretty pissed. So I understand how they put everybody else on lockdown right after this, but what do they do with T'Challa? Do they just let him go?
I think they just let him go because he probably just said, "I was chasing Barnes. Barnes is a wanted man.
Murdered my father, and also he's a wanted man, and also the fucking King of Wakanda.
Right.
Suck it.
Diplomatic immunity, bitch.
Right.
You ever heard of
I'll
it?
fucking kill you.
I'll kill you right now." Oh, and then that's when we get it flashes to Vision and Wanda at the compound.
Yeah.
And that's when you get that little bit of dialogue.
A little bit of romance.
Yeah, a little bit of dialogue that Wanda, which we've seen in the post-credit scene, that Wanda got her power, or not, she got her powers from that group that was making miracles, but they had the Loki scepter. And the Loki scepter had the Mind Stone that helped Vision, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so they're showing how.
Oh, so Wanda's made from the
Yeah,
Tesseract.
they're
Okay,
both.
I gotcha. That makes more sense. I thought in WandaVision, didn't they do a thing where she's like, "Oh, I could always do weird shit like this," or was it? Did they do that to her with?
like they just enhanced her. I don't remember. No, she definitely did.
You know what? She definitely did because
when she was a kid, she manipulated that bomb or something.
Yeah. Any of you fucking Marvel nerds out there, if you know the answer to my question, first of all, you fucking nerd. Second of all, write me at itsjusttwomovies@gmail.com or at itsjusttwomovies on Twitter or Instagram. I would love to know without actually doing the homework. So if you could shoot me a text or leave me a comment somewhere and let me know about. We'll read it out on the show for any corrections. I can't quite remember if that's what happened. Maybe they did just enhance her shit, or they were trying to figure out a way to harness it via the staff. I don't know. Good shit. Because either way, fucking Maximov, did his power also come from that?
Who?
Her brother, Quicksilver.
Oh, Pietro.
Yeah, not what did I say. Maximov. No, that's her last name. Yeah.
Mr. Maximov. What about him? I don't know if they explained how. I think it's just from the scepter.
Either way, good shit.
They're making miracles from scepters, bro.
It's fucking chaos magic. I guess she can control. Which one's he got? The Mind Stone? That's the one that Vision's got?
Yeah. No, I feel like this part brings us to a part that I thought was weird. I don't know. I might have just missed something. But once, Rhodey captured them all, or arrested Bucky and Cap, and they take him to Germany? Did I get that right? They took him to Berlin, and that's where
I think they get away. I think they just get away.
Well, they take him... I think what I did, I might have combined the two storylines that were going on.
The two movies that we just watched?
No. Just the two storylines in the movie with the one of Zemo and then the one of the, actual Civil War going on.
Right.
Or like the main, what of the Civil War, to where once they got arrested by Rhodey because they were, criminals, it cuts to Germany, and that's where... or Berlin, and that's where Zemo sends that EMP to detonate at the electric facility, and then it makes the town go dark, and then that's when Zemo is able to break out Bucky because he was in prison with him.
Yep.
Yeah, that was in Germany now that I think about it, but I don't know why they sent him there, how they, I didn't see that explained. But yeah, that brings us to...
I mean, it's for NATO, so really you can take him anywhere.
Yeah. And that brings us to, Zemo.
They're fucking technically, by not signing that treaty, that makes Captain America a fucking war criminal. And all of those
it makes
guys.
them,
Yeah.
Essentially just needing to pay for the casualties that happened. Yeah, it brings us to Zemo trying to break out
the Buckster.
The Bucks.
And he does. He does bust those Bucks.
Yeah, he does it pretty well. EMPs the whole town. Everybody loses electricity.
And then he gets in there and he's
reads those words.
Nostrovia. Fleckno, or whatever he's saying. I don't know. He's saying sweet Russian shit. Boxcar. Homecoming. Shit like that, but in Russian.
And now Zemo's got his Winter Soldier. He tells him to kill Cap, I think. Kill Cap.
And Cap's on the run. He's on the run. He's a fucking fugitive. And Tony, he's like, I'm gonna bring him in. Give me 36 hours. Give me 48 hours. And he's like, you got 36.
Yeah. 36.
Bring him in, you piece of shit. And then, it's my favorite part of the movie, I think. I'm conflicted. I have two parts that I really, really like about this. I have the part where you meet Peter Parker.
At the apartment?
It's not even a Spider-Man thing. It's just Tony Stark meeting Peter Parker when he's at the apartment with Aunt May. That whole bit, they go in his room and they're talking, and he's like, oh, you're hot aunt, and you got your costume up here in the attic thing. He pokes down with the broomstick and shit. I just love all that so much, because it's a refreshing spin on how Spider-Man got to be more grown up. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's I guess it's a more refreshing growth storyline, I guess, about character growth, about him being a child and growing into a boy. I'm talking about, of course, over the span of this movie and the other Spider-Man films, how he's matured. It would be amazing if they kept Tom Holland as Spider-Man for another 8 years.
Yeah, which he easily could.
He would only have to do 3 more movies.
Oh, I seen a stat that Tobey Maguire and what's his name?
Andrew Garfield?
No, the
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. Yeah, they're the longest running Marvel characters to come back and play or reprise the roles. Longest running, just because they did.
That makes sense.
Spider-Man,
yeah, which was great. We actually watched that together in cinemas.
Yeah,
it
was great.
That's good stuff.
Good time.
Nice theater.
Bring us back to this Spider-Man.
Bring us back to this Spider-Man. So we're meeting Spider-Man. He's like, oh, shucks. Whoa, you're Tony Stark. Whoa. Tony Stark's like, you need an upgrade.
Shitty YouTube
You coming
suit.
with me to Germany? And he's like, thwip. And then he's like, wow, get me out of this.
Wow.
Right. He's very unimpressed with all. He's very Tony Stark about the entire interaction. It's good though, man. It's good stuff. And then, man, pretty much it's time for the famous airport fight.
Oh yeah, super famous airport. Yeah, it's the big.
Although Captain
Avengers movie.
I think the only thing I skipped was that Captain America recruited Scott Lang.
That, and then he tells Falcon that he's like, oh, we can't call in any help because we're wanted criminals. He's like, oh, I got somebody. Yeah, he calls in Lang, then he calls in Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then Zemo also mentions that about the other Winter Soldiers, that there was more than just Bucky. And that's where Zemo's off to, is to use Bucky to get to the other Winter Soldiers.
That's why he wants to know status report this day or whatever, because he knows that Bucky, during that assassination, got super soldier serums. That's what was in those IV bags. So he's trying to figure out where he delivered those IV bags to.
Right.
Or where they're stashed or whatever the deal is, so he can get his hands on them. Or find out who those IV bags went into.
Right.
And get a hold of those guys as well.
True that. Famous airport where we get Cap versus Iron Man.
And Spider-Man. And everybody. Everybody's fighting everybody.
So Cap's team is Wanda, Falcon, Hawkeye, Ant-Man, and Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Versus Iron Man, which is Iron Man, Black Widow, Black Panther, Iron Patriot, and Spider-Man.
You know what I love about the
Vision.
Avengers? You know what I love about the Avengers franchises?
Vision.
They take the childhood aspect of like, well, what if Thor ever fought Hulk? Or what if Ant-Man ever fought Spider-Man? Or they take all these like things that you would just think of when you're a kid and go, let's actually pan that out in canon. Because like even in like Age of Ultron, you know what I mean? That's the one where Hulk gets on the loose and Tony busts out the Hulkbuster.
Oh yeah.
Like they just always have internal conflict. The first Avengers movie, where Tony and Cap and Thor are all in that field after they jump out of that plane. He's like, do you know, does Mother know you doth wear her drapes? Like, they're all talking shit on each other and fighting. He's like, oh, no, he fucking loves that hammer. Take it easy. Yeah, just all that shit. Like, the internal conflict that they are a team and they do all work together, but they also are very different individuals and they all fight each other. Like, almost always.
Yeah.
In one way or another, even if it's just being fucking catty. Or even if it's like a high moral standing on something like this, it's more difficult to approach, but I'll be damned if it doesn't make for good storytelling.
Yeah.
So they fight at the airport. It's fucking great. Look up a YouTube video of it. I don't want to talk about the airport fight for 10 minutes, but it is like my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, I like how they pair it off.
The Spider-Man reveal.
Fight each other.
It was amazing.
Spider-Man took
seeing
Cap's
Spider-Man
shield.
in the MCU. I was like, yeah! Oh, I was so excited about it.
In his big intro, yeah, he took Cap's shield and then freaking brandished it at him.
Oh, hell yeah.
And the Superman pose or superhero pose.
Oh, all the superhero poses, man. Everybody's doing, whoa, you have a metal arm? There's some of that. And then there's like I don't know if you've been in a fight before, but there's usually not this much talking because he's Spider-Man. He's quippy as shit.
Yeah, I noticed that Wanda was just OP. She took out, she grabbed Black Panther, or just did the levitating thing with his foot, threw him into a plane. He's done for the next 5 minutes of the film. Same with Black Widow, grabbed her foot, threw her through a bus or something. She out for the next 5 minutes.
Right, yeah, just down, because they're just normal human people. Then this fight continues to escalate until you get the confrontation where Tony has learned that Bucky killed his parents. That's who Bucky assassinated. Bang, bang.
Wait, we're at the airport because
did I skip 30 minutes of movie?
Cap's trying to get to Zemo. So he's trying to follow Zemo to Siberia. And
Right.
Tony's trying to fulfill his 36-hour thing to stop Cap. So he's there to stop Cap, but Cap's there to now steal their Quinjet
And
to
get
get
the
to
fuck
Siberia.
out of Dodge.
So yeah, at the end of the airport scene, Cap gets to the hangar. Cap and Bucky get to the hangar, gets to the Quinjet, and then he's met by Black Widow and Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
And then Widow ends up telling Cap to not make her regret this, and she ends up zapping Black Panther, betraying Iron Man's side.
Mm-hmm.
But she said she was just there to help you find Cap. She said, I wasn't going to help you bring him in.
Right.
I wasn't here to help you capture him. I was just showing you where he was.
Right. That's
so, I
what
mean, she really didn't.
That was the agreement.
Right. I can read it again. But then, yeah, Cap escapes. He gets to Sokovia. Or no, not Sokovia. He gets to Siberia.
Siberia, yeah.
Yeah. And that's when they enter that base after Zemo already got there. And they showed Zemo seeing that there was, I think it was 5 other Winter Soldier projects.
Yeah.
But they've seen like 5 other,
Yep.
whatever you call those chambers of fluid that just suspended animation, frozen. Oh, I guess they're frozen, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think they're all cryo froze. But yeah, Zemo gets to that base, and then Cap's right behind them, and then Tony's right behind them.
Yep.
Get another Cap v Tony v Bucky v Zemo.
Yeah. The fight when they're in that little corridor, just the 3 of them, Tony, Cap, and Bucky. And it's Bucky and Cap versus Iron Man. And man, for somebody who's not like a super martial artist or whatever, he is really holding his own with just his wit and blasters and stuff against 2 of the most dangerous human beings on the planet.
Yeah, I feel like they did that really well because they had Bucky trying to retreat. So they had kind of Bucky, like Iron Man chasing Bucky, and then Cap chasing Iron Man. But no, for sure. Then they show the Iron Man algorithm being like the interface with his heads-up display that was calculating Cap beating the shit out of him to, make adjustments to his own fighting style, like within the suit. So it makes you think that the suit, like, it's not only Tony moving the suit, it's the suit having its own movement capabilities too. So even if Tony was unconscious, well, kind of like you've seen in Homecoming, the suit can fly around by itself. It doesn't need Tony.
Yeah. It's got enough AI on its own to at least make a conscious attempt to keep him alive.
Yeah.
Or to keep him, in the red zone or whatever.
Yeah, that whole fight scene.
Fucking amazing scene, though.
Amazing.
And he's like, Tony's like, did you know? Like, talking about that Bucky killed my parents. And Steve's like, yeah. And he's like, you fucking piece of shit. Can't believe you do that to me, bro. That's fucking not cool.
Yeah, you get the comic book Civil War scene, or the, like the title page art of Cap's shield and Tony's blasters just point blank lighting shit up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's good stuff, man. It's good cinematography work.
Yeah.
Even though I'm sure it's probably 90% CGI at that point, but it looks fucking amazing. So what happens? How's that wind up? Captain America beats Tony's ass, which I am kind of calling bullshit too, but maybe not.
Maybe not. But, I mean, Tony did expend all his shit.
He's just
a Bucky. He fucked up. He shot off Bucky's arm.
Right. Right. Sure did. Oh, you had a metal arm. Cool story, bro. Yeah, I mean, like, that whole fight, though, they are all out for blood.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's pulling punches in that. That's fucking full out fucking fight. The choreography's amazing. Like, and it's true with all these movies, except for, like, maybe one of them it's a little softer on. So the original OG Hulk movie was like, but Cap's on the run again. That's it. He escapes, and he sends a nice letter to Tony.
Oh, and I liked how that scene ended, though, after Cap drove his shield into Tony's arc reactor in his chest and kind of eliminated Tony for the scene. Whenever Cap's leaving with Bucky, like kind of walking Bucky out because he's missing an arm and shit now, Tony lays claim to the shield. He's like, "That's not your shield. My father created that shield." And Cap just drops the shield.
Yep.
Just fucking take it then.
Yeah, it's fucking, that is some cold shit between the two of them. You're like, damn, they are done. Those guys are fucking donezo. I remember leaving the theater after watching this and being like, how is this gonna, because they have to bring a resolution to this. This can't be the end of the Avengers. But, boy, I tell you what a way to come back around and bring the team back together. You know what I mean? Because that's some pretty serious fucking conflict. Yeah. So, the Cap's on the run again. He sends Tony a nice letter. Because now they're fucking fugitives and they're fucking missing. And the letter's like, I know that we don't agree, but here's a cell phone. It's got my number in it. I'll always have the other cell phone. So you could easily track me and turn me into the authorities.
Just turn me in whenever you want. That's the Stan Lee cameo. He's the package delivery driver.
Yeah, which comes into play, but not until Infinity War.
Oh, with the phone?
Yeah. Yeah, so that sits around for a while. But the weirdest part about this entire movie, I think, is the post-credit. Where
so right before the post credit, we get Cap going back or he goes and breaks what makes it seem like he breaks everybody out of the raft, out of the prison. Yeah, he goes into the raft and knocks out everybody and comes out in front of Sam, I think. And then boom, credits. What happened? Yep.
And then you get your post credits, and then it's like it's Steve and Bucky, and they're talking, and they're in Wakanda. And Bucky's like, I think it's best I go back under. Like, after having your whole brain fucked up for that long, you just be like, yeah, no, cryo freeze me again. I'm into it.
Just put me to sleep, and then we'll just deal with it later, I guess.
Never. I'm gonna say that's almost a plot hole. I think they were like, we're not sure if we're gonna bring Sebastian Stan back or not for this character, so let's
just put him away.
Let's just ice him.
Oh no! What they did put dialogue in there. They said to freeze him so they could study him.
Fix what's wrong with his brain or whatever.
Well, I mean, he wanted the Wakandans to use their technology to study him while he was under, essentially.
Like Wakandans use their technology to study D's nuts?
Yeah, just give him some more time, I guess. Yeah, if you can't trust yourself to be alive, but if you think time might help, I guess.
Yeah. Well, what do you give this out of, Baron Zemo. How do you feel about the fact that Baron Zemo never put on his weird purple sock mask?
I'm fine with it.
I wanted it. I wanted his weird purple sock mask.
I'll say we end up getting it.
I'm glad they finally did it in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because I was like, yes! For the 15 seconds he wore it for no reason. Barely. It's just like, here's the thing you all want. Fine. I did want it, though. Thank you. So I appreciate that, Marvel. Yeah, what did you think about it? How many Sokovia, if your thumbs were Sokovia Accords,
how many Accords would I give it?
How many Accords would you give it out of 10?
I'd give it quite a few Accords. At least twice as many as the last Cap that we watched, the bad Cap. No, I don't think I would rate it highly. I don't think I would put it over Winter Soldier.
No, I don't think I would either in retrospect, although this is one of the more tension and action-packed ones. There's not a lot of character arc to it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who has a character arc is Tony, Cap, Bucky. And that's kind of it.
Yeah.
That's kind of it. It's just a movie to drive a wedge between them. What do you give it?
I think I'm going to go... I think this movie might be my 9 flat standard.
9 flat standard?
Yep.
I'm going to go 8.5 on the rewatch. Visually, it's very funny. Visually, it's very stunning. It's very funny. The writing's good. It just, after seeing it a number of times and not seeing it for several years and rewatching it, there's just not a lot of you've got so many characters in it and not a lot of character development.
I think that's might be a reason why I do have it so high, is after seeing all the character development for those characters,
you already know it.
It's not
a good chunk of what we talked about for the last half hour was about other movies.
Yeah.
So without those, what is this,
right? Is it
by itself?
Still a 9? No.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna give it. I think I'm gonna go 8.5. I think it's a solid 8.5 for me.
Yeah, I would probably definitely be closer to that on a first watch through the MCU.
I'd be curious as to somebody who this is the only Marvel movie they'd ever seen, but they just kind of knew who Captain America and Iron Man.
Yeah, I feel like it wouldn't be as good with the second line. I feel like the first storyline of the Civil War and the division between the Avengers is awesome, and that's one of the best in the entire MCU.
Mm-hmm.
But the second one with Zemo, I mean, I really like how they did it. I mean, it was good storytelling, but
he's just barely in it.
Yeah, it just wasn't.
He doesn't
that
even have
captivating.
An arc. You could have given him an arc. Have him do some other weird sleazy shit. He's a criminal mastermind. You know what I mean? Make him Sherlock Holmes some shit. I don't know. So that's what we did with that. So in regards to the Avengers, we're gonna go watch the Toxic Avenger, a movie I have always wanted to see, but actually have never actually seen. So this is a great excuse to do it. We'll be right back. Here's a thing from our sponsors.
Good evening, folks. My name's Spam Elliott, and I'm here to talk to you about something near and dear to my heart. Freedom and horses with ticks near their anuses.
Every year, tens of horses are brought into emergency rooms across America, suffering from violent blood loss to anal-induced tick bites. Only 93% of these horses actually survive the procedure to remove the anal ticks, causing violent anal fissures all the way up the rectum. Damn near killed them. Your support could save up to 1 horse per year. With a one-time pledge of $278,000, you can help save a life.
A horse's life, and that's more important than you'll ever know.
There's nothing more wild and free than the heart of a horse.
I'm Cram Elliott, and I want you to call now.
Reach out and touch a horse. Please call 800-BLOW-NUT. Call and make your pledge today. Call in at 1-800-BLOW-NUT. That's 1-800-256-9688. That's 1-800-BLOW-NUT. Brief interjection from your program. I just wanted to throw out a couple of special thanks for the folks that make this show possible. Big thanks to Brad Sexton for our jams, Lamplighter Productions for our artwork, Godsized Growing for some musical guest appearances, the Missouri T-Shirt Company, and Dave, who's our YouTube editor. We probably wouldn't even be on that platform were it not for him. If you want to check out anything any of these amazing people are working on, all of their links are in the description for this episode. If you want to contact the show, you can hit us up on Twitter or Instagram at It's Just Two Movies. We've got a Facebook page now, so that's on there. You can always leave us a comment on YouTube, or you can email us at itsjusttwomovies@gmail.com. Okay, yeah, and if you like the show, like, subscribe, leave us a review. That stuff helps tremendously. So anyway, back to the show. The Toxic Avenger. We're back. It's a 1984 horror comedy, 1 hour, 20-minute runtime, 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb, 68% on Rotten Tomatoes, 42% on Metacritic, 85% of Google users like this movie. Release date April 11th, directed by Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hers. Budget was $500,000. Story by Lloyd Kaufman. Looks like after the box office, it wound up making $300,000, so that's great.
That's good.
Stars Mitch Cohen, Andrea Miranda, Mark Torgel, Jennifer Pritchard, Rick Collins, Patrick Kilpatrick, really, Matt Clan, and so there's other people in the movie. That's how I roll.
Patrick Kilpatrick.
That's his name.
Sentence.
Right. Comma.
So what'd you think? Straight up, off the top.
Well, I got to tell you, it was everything that I kind of thought I was going to get into. I was hoping maybe there was going to be more, like it was going to be more joke heavy.
Mm.
Although it is very joke heavy, it's joke heavy in like some of the ways that it's shot.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. Yeah, like perspective stuff and some like there's a lot of humor in just the way that it's made.
Yeah.
But I just expected it to be more joke heavy, although it was plenty joke heavy.
This is labeled as a action or a comedy horror?
Horror comedy, I think.
Horror comedy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I feel like a lot of lower budget horror movies they kind of lean on the comedy and kind of play into what they're doing.
What would you say it's about?
A Toxic Avenger. It's about a gentleman. What was his name? Melvin. I was going to say Melvin, but I'm like, that's just too dweebish.
No,
it's about
perfect.
Melvin, and he gets picked on
yeah.
by everybody. But then he gets thrown or jumps into some toxic waste on accident, and then he has super strength, but he's ugly, and now he avenges people who are mean.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole movie. A couple of other things I thought to touch on. We were watching it, and Alicia's like, "Isn't that the thing from Ace Ventura?"
Oh yeah,
when he's wearing the tutu and being like,
before Melvin, jumps in the toxic waste. He's wearing the tutu with the like footy pajamas.
Oh yeah, and it's
Did you look it up? Is it identical?
I don't know. It's almost,
from my memory, it seems like it's identical. Yeah, as if they used inspiration. Did this movie come out first?
Yeah, definitely. The only difference is really that in Ace Ventura, he's also doing a football thing.
Yeah, but he's just being kind of a crazy, quirky, weird character as it is, to where I could see him playing. Or playing homage to that character.
Is that Pet Detective or When Nature Calls? That's Pet Detective. Not really. It's not polka dotted. He's wearing like a white floral shirt. Man, it kind of looks polka dotty though.
It's just
It might just be an homage to it.
It's just the tutu.
Because he's making a bunch of the same noises and shit, too. Yeah, it's just a big pink tutu.
And I feel like I remember him spinning around on the ground in that tutu. Like when he jump on the ground and spin in a circle. Or run in a circle. Yeah,
I think that happened. I don't know. I don't know whether or not there's any connection there, but it sure does look like it. If you watch the scene in this, you'd be like, wow, yeah, that does seem like almost the same shit.
Yeah.
I mean, in Ace Ventura.
Yeah, this movie is definitely not...
It's fucking weird, and there's a bunch of weird shit.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of weird shit.
It's not for the PC people, the PC police.
No.
A lot of... When did this come out?
84?
Yeah. A lot of derogatory terms.
Yep. Yeah, 84.
But
84 Troma horror comedy.
But it doesn't seem to go really over the line in any, it kind of just picks at everybody. Yeah. But it doesn't really go into one specific group or anything directly too hard or anything. I feel like initially it's a little shocking. But once you get into it, it's really not bad. It's kind of just a little bit of shock here and there.
It's a little Tarantino-y as far as that stuff goes. I wonder if Tarantino loves this shit.
Probably.
Think so?
Yeah.
What'd you think of the actual look of the Toxic Avenger?
For what it was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
What they were going for is he got mutilated by the toxic sludge or whatever it was that he fell into, toxic waste.
I like the fart. I like the.
You like that fart, eh?
I like the fart. I like the part where it made him more articulate and well spoken.
Oh yeah.
Instead of a.
Yeah. Not only did it make him stronger, it actually gave him vocabulary skills and he sounded like a normal person instead of just making weird noises and squealing and
the weird noises. So the like grunts and shit that he's doing the entire time. I don't know if I like that or not.
I feel like it's almost
like deliberate overuse.
Yeah, like they're almost
doing it on purpose.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. They're just trying to go extreme with it.
Right. Yeah, that may be the case. I don't know. I just don't know if I like it.
Because I feel like it was just some of the characters. It wasn't like everybody.
No.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a joke in the way they kept being like, they would say, a character would go to list stuff off, and one of the things that they would say would be inaudible. But even seeing it on the screen first, that it was inaudible, and paying attention and listening, it still was inaudible. It was just like...
Yeah. It was just very strange noises.
Like, I wonder if that's a gag. Because everything else was clear as a bell. But it was 2 times when people were, like, listing stuff.
I just assumed... I don't know, it cracked me up a couple times at the beginning, so I was into it from the start. And it just... I don't know, just everything that they did, I just assumed that it was purposeful. That's why they were just going for that type of comedy or that type of just, I guess, comedy.
Well, they definitely also kept the horror vibe. You know what I mean? Like, they kind of made him up to be like a Michael Myers type.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, he had his own moral compass to where you don't know. Some people were blatantly bad or whatever you'd call it, but not killing them worthy. I feel like he murders everybody in this. It doesn't matter what you did. You could have called somebody a name,
or you could have been like, look at that,
or ran over a kid that was riding a bike. Either way,
he still would just murder you. Yeah. What would you, if you were going to remake this like present day, what would you do to make this more entertaining? Not to say that it's not entertaining.
Honestly, yeah.
If I sound a little underwhelmed with it, it's kind of because I am. I have always wanted to watch this, and I never have. And I guess maybe I put it up on a pedestal. It is a delightful piece of work, that's for sure. It has some memorable bits in it that I will never forget.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. So I was hoping for more, I guess.
Yeah, I worked at Dairy Queen for a long time making blizzards, and that scene with the guy making ice cream in the guy's mouth and then using the high-speed blender to blend it in his mouth. Ooh, that'll stick with me for a while.
Right, yeah, there's some pretty good stuff in there. So what else, if you were going to do anything with it, what do you... Gonna
change it on up?
Yeah, sure. Like what would you...
Maybe cut down the killings, but give more method to the madness. Because he does murder quite a few people, and I feel like there was 2 or 3 that were just kind of random to where the person did something either super tiny or something that I didn't notice, and they were just getting killed. But, I mean, other than that, as far as the story goes, I feel like they did what they were trying to do pretty well. I liked it.
That broad in the changing room, he like slides under the thing and he's like, murder, and she's like, ah! And I thought to myself, is she though? Like, where is she from? Which part of the
when did she murder
which bit
somebody?
was she in? Yeah.
She might have been in the car. She might have been
I think she was egging the other guy on, and she's like, yeah, hit that kid on that bicycle.
Yeah, it might have been that
28
girl.
points. Maybe a hand job or whatever was going on there. I don't know. Some weird sexual tension in that murder car. I mean, the more I think about it, the more I think I did like it. Well, I would dial up the jokes while all the people, and I do mean all the people that are in it, are cartoonish overkill.
Yeah.
Which I very much appreciate. I would give them more jokes.
Instead of just being over the top.
Instead of just being earnest, way over the top.
Yeah, I feel like that's what it was, is that they didn't have the writing or the script to go off of. They're just like, the characters were
the joke, yeah. But and there were still jokes in it, but there most definitely could have been more, especially with all the great timing stuff that's in there. But it was like I don't know, like Frankenstein meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets Captain America.
I was gonna say definitely. Yeah, that's a good way to put it for sure.
Yeah. So, if you had mops that are thumbs, the main guy at the beginning, he's a janitor. He's a dopey piece of shit. Before he falls in the toxic waste. So he's got a mop. There's mops in the movie. Get over it. If you had 10 thumbs, but they were mops, what would you? How many 10 mop thumbs you got for this fucking piece of work?
All right, with my moisty thumbs, I'd probably give it a pretty solid 6.287.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I will give it a 7.56.
Damn.
I'm probably just gonna round these up, but I mean, I do round up every time. Yeah, that's what I give it. I think I have a pretty good solid time with it.
I'll say it's definitely. I'm glad they didn't make it longer or try to fill in just random stuff.
It makes me really curious about the other two, because there's a sequel to this one in the 80s, or in the like 87
to the same storyline, like a direct sequel.
Yeah, like a direct sequel in 1987, okay. I think, and then in 2000 there's another one. I don't know if it's a remake or like
reboot or.
Well, it's called Citizen Toxie, the Toxic Avenger. So it's a different title certainly than the first one. So I don't know. I wonder what they're
watch
about.
Those and we'll be back.
Well, I mean, we got plenty of. If you and I are gonna do the Marvel movie thing, then we've got plenty of time to come back to them. So we'll check them out again at some point. The old Toxic Avenger. He's coming.
The old Toxic Mop.
Old Toxic Mop. He's coming. And a blind girl. And that's it.
Yeah. If you want to watch a crazy movie,
Happily Ever After. It is fucking weird though. I rented it on Prime.
Weird. Maybe don't rent it. Maybe don't try bootlegging it.
Yeah.
Definitely don't.
Don't do that without using a VPN. All right. So anyway, you got anything else for Toxic Avenger? Next bit.
Hey, what you watching?
We've been watching, Dave.
What have I been watching?
I don't know.
All right, let's go through the Rolodex. What you been watching?
Okay.
I'll probably think of something real quick.
I watched Hawkeye, the series on Disney Plus.
On Disney Plus?
Yeah, Hawkeye on Disney Plus, the series. I watched it. I just hadn't seen it. I mean, I know it was like a Christmas special. I've been meaning to watch it. I just haven't.
Yeah, I watched it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I liked it a lot. There's a lot of fun inclusions, and I'm excited to see that gal and also that other gal in any new MCU films they might appear in.
Yeah, there's definitely quite a bit of stuff coming out this year. I'm excited for. Doctor Strange for sure. It's coming out soon.
I'm very pumped for Doctor Strange. What else is on the Marvel slate? So are you excited about Dr. Michael Morbius, the Dracula?
I mean, I'm fairly excited. Like, I guess more than I thought I would be. I'm getting more excited for the Sonyverse for sure. But Morbius comes out. I think Thor does come out this year. There's more TV shows. I think Miss Marvel is coming out this year. That might be next year.
Yeah, Thor.
You got the list.
Yeah, this image
Thor
sucks,
shittins. I'm trying to think of what Wakanda Forever might be the Christmas release. Or I don't know if that's the title, but the new Black Panther. And then there's the Guardians Christmas special. And then Guardians 3 next year.
Okay, here we go. Phase 4. Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man.
You watch Eternals? You finished it?
I did watch Eternals, yeah. I liked it fine. I didn't see why everybody else was like bagging on it. I think maybe one of the only things that was a little on the flat side was it's a lot of characters.
Yeah.
It's a lot of characters and not a lot of character development, but I don't already know any of them.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of flopped with they it's fine that they had so many Eternals that they're trying to introduce, but they should have just made some of them more important than others and actually just fleshed out like 3 or 4 of them instead of just slightly doing 7, or was there 8 of them? Instead of slightly doing all of them, they should have just fleshed out 3 of them. And then
and done them right.
Yeah. But no, I liked it. Yeah, there was a lot of historical events and stuff I didn't really get initially about, like the Battle of Babylon and stuff like that. But, no, I really liked how it ended and how it set up MCU going forward. Got a celestial coming out of the earth now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking cool, man. So you got, for the Marvel slate, you got Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, Thor, Love and Thunder. That's May 6th. Black Panther 2, July 8th. Captain Marvel 2, November 11th. And then Guardians of the Galaxy 3, 2023. Blade 2023. Ant-Man, Quantumania.
That one's going to be good. That's gonna
I am so excited for that.
You see the bad in that one.
And 2023, Fantastic Four.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be cool. No, I didn't see anything for the...
Quantumania.
They got stuff for that already?
They announced casting for the big bad.
Who's it going to be?
You watch Loki?
Yes.
Okay,
then never mind.
Yeah, you know how... What they call him? What they call that Kang variant?
It's Kang.
Yeah,
it's the one that that remains or something like that.
Yeah, he who remains.
Yeah, he who remains. That's what it is.
No, but actually, Kang the Conqueror is gonna be the bad in Quantumania, or not necessarily the bad, but he's just gonna be in it.
Man, Marvel's got a show coming out next year, probably called Armor Wars. I wonder what that's about.
I think that's it's Brody fucking Rhodey's show. I think it's Iron Patriot's show. I don't remember if it's animated though.
I'll still check it out. Yeah, man, other than that, I started playing Diablo 2 again.
They call that new, like, remade that?
The remaster, yeah.
What's it called?
Resurrected.
Nice.
Diablo 2 Resurrected. And I was playing some Splatoon 2 also. I'm not amazing at it, but I do pretty well, and it is fun. It's a fun, casual competitive
that's how it's
game.
been. I've been playing Pokemon Unite. I think you played that. Yeah, we played a little bit together.
Oh, yeah,
I've been
yeah.
picking that up more. They came out with
I need to pepper a little more of that into my diet. I fucking like that Pokemon.
Yeah, they
Unite.
fixed the matchmaking for online, so it's a lot better in that sense. And then they've added a ton of characters, and they've added a ton more, because we played right when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's just way more daily events and activities to get the in-game rewards, to where it's just a lot easier to level up your shit and actually get different Pokemon and level up your stuff.
Yeah, that sounds cool. You want to go play some?
I'm done.
All right, I'm gonna cut this a few minutes short. Take off your pants, Wolf.
You guys aren't gonna start sucking each other's dicks, are you?
Let's call that gold talk! We're a one-eyed Batman!
Can I make a suggestion that doesn't involve violence? Or is this the wrong crowd?
Maybe we should call in a bomb threat to Houston. I think it's free beer night at the Astrodome.
The Jedi, Bob. We don't fight with guns, we fight with our mind.
Cousin business are booming.
That is one big pile of shit.
Jog on.
It's Just Two Movies is a production of Blue Cheese and Bacon Studios and can be found wherever you get your podcasts.
And it got stepped on, and Dad just bent over and picked it up and thought for sure it was fucking dead and just hucked it in the corner. And the next day it was alive, and it lived for like 8 more years. And it was super fucked up looking. We were like, well, any day now.
Just like that.
For 8 fucking years. Like, even like 6 years later, people be like, the fuck is wrong with your cat? Be like,
is your cat dying? No, it's good.
No, I'm pretty sure it's gonna die. It looks really bad for a really,
we're
really
actually
long time.
taking bets